Hello and welcome back to Figure's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making another vegetable soup, which it's less low maintenance than the last one, but it should still be pretty easy to make, especially if you have like leftover vegetables and whatnot towards the end of the month and you want to use them up on something. This recipe will take you anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how quickly you work, so without further ado, let's get started!
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
So for the ingredients, we'll start off with 1 defrosted packet of chicken thighs, 1 large carrot, 3 medium-sized potatoes, 1 medium onion, 1/4 head of cabbage, 2 large tomatoes or a whole lot of baby tomatoes, tomato paste, and some chicken stock. Once you wash your chicken thoroughly, you're going to want to place it into cold water and wait until it boils. While you're waiting for your chicken, you're going to take your carrot and your onion, because they're going to be the first to go on the pan, and you're going to peel off the top layer. Shredding up the vegetables nice and small, because we're going to add them to the pan and fry them before we put them in the soup. Right now we're preparing the frying pan for when we toss in the carrots and the onion. And while you're cutting up your vegetables, you're going to want to add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil on high heat and wait for that to heat up. So we're going to fry this on medium heat until the onions are slightly golden. Now do remember to stir this up every once in a while so that they don't burn, because otherwise you are not going to end up with a very tasty soup. Once your vegetables reach about this color and consistency, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste to stir it in and fry it all together. Make sure to carefully mix it in with the vegetables and not just leave it in clumps. So we also are going to need half a bell pepper, so you're going to cut that up while you're waiting. Now once we've mixed the mixture thoroughly, we're adding it into the bowl with the bell pepper. So now that we have about 2 dozen baby tomatoes, we're going to cut them up, add them to the rest of our vegetables. In the end, your mix is going to consist of red bell pepper, tomatoes, onions, and carrots. So by the time our chicken is boiled, it's going to look somewhat like this, and it's going to be a bit foamy on top. So your challenge right now is to take off the foam, and this is a really easy way to do it. You strain it off on a separate plate until all of it is gone. So once you've managed to collect most of the foam and the water is bubbling, you're going to put a lid on top of the pot and set a timer for half an hour. So needless to say, potatoes need to be peeled, so we're going to do that. Now it is the potatoes' turn on the cutting board. We're going to cut it up into nice and small pieces. Now remember the 1/4 head of cabbage we said we were going to use? Well, we're going to introduce it now, but first we have to take off all the extra leaves.
We need about that much.
Mm-hmm. Now the first thing we always do is steal a little bit when no one's looking. So these are the remaining ingredients waiting for the chicken bouillon to get ready. We have the 3 musketeers, as you can see here, but we also have some chicken stock, dill, and peppercorn and bay leaf, which we will add into the soup to make them more flavorful and tasty. So once half an hour has passed, you're going to take about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and add it to the chicken, stir it around, and then set a timer for another 10 minutes. The 30 minutes plus the 10 minutes are up, you're going to want to remove the chicken from the pot. We won't be needing it for our soup, but you can use it for something else later. Mayhaps a salad or something. So we're adding the potatoes in right now. We're waiting until it boils again, and then we're cooking it for about 4 minutes. So once our 4 minutes are up and the potatoes have been boiling, we're going to add the peppercorn and the bay leaf, as well as the cabbage. into the bowl. And we're gonna repeat much the same process. We're gonna wait until it boils, and then we're going to set a timer for 3 minutes this time before we add the next component. We're adding the next to last of our components, the red mix. So now we're gonna add about a teaspoon of chicken stock into the soup. Sorry, 2 teaspoons. And I think it's important to note that the chicken stock also acts as salt, so you want to be careful when salting the soup because you don't want to make it too salty. Mix that in there. And now our final component is to add a little bit of dill in there, just so it acts as something green, something to top it with. And we're done. Alright, so that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed our vegetable soup part 2. If you like videos like this, make sure to hit the sub button. We cook several times a week, depending on our work ethic and how it's doing that day. I will see you guys next time for a new recipe that may or may not be as simple as this one. Bye!